Hello, everybody. This is Candace Adewale of the Love You Lifestyle, and I am back with another video. How's everybody doing? I hope you all are doing well and that you all are making your plans for 2020. I know I'm very excited for the new year, and I have finally secured my theme for 2020. So every year, I come up with a brand new theme for my life. Last year was Wildest Dreams, and this year is just Sensuality on 100. So I'm working on quite a few things that have to do with enhancing my sensuality and really being the embodiment of feminine energy in that way. So, anyways, tonight I'm going to be talking about 10 feminine date night tips. My top 10 feminine date night tips. So let's jump right in there. Number 10, create a feminine mystique box. I think that this is important to do, especially for my ladies who are married or engaged or in a committed relationship in which they are living with their man. I think once you start living with a man, being able to maintain your feminine mystique becomes increasingly more difficult. So, what I suggest you do is to purchase a special train case or caddy or get a really cute weekend bag to take with you in the bathroom or wherever it is you get ready and all dolled up. I mean, if you're fortunate enough to have a very large house where you have your own room to get ready, great. But if you don't, then make sure to invest in a train case or caddy or whatnot so that you can put all of your essentials in there and just kind of keep them either stored in there or just keep the bag empty so when it's date night, you can just put all your stuff in there that you need to get dolled up and then carry it into the bathroom, do your business, and you can walk out of the bathroom just looking amazing and him just kind of wondering like, how did she do that? If you're a single lady, I suggest maybe getting one to just have ready in preparation for when you're living with a man on an everyday basis. But this tip is really for my single ladies for sure. I don't think any man should see you getting dolled up all the time. So, number 9, make sure to take a luxury bath or a luxury shower. And when I say that, I mean just go all out, get your special candles, your aromatherapy, some nice music, maybe some nice bath salts, a nice sugar scrub, oils to go into the water to make your skin very, very baby soft, and just really take your time with the process of getting ready. I personally love taking luxury baths, and I actually miss having a large bathtub because where I live now, I'm in an apartment and the shower is very small, but I still try to make sure that I have like a special way to take a luxury shower that includes my candles and all the things that make me feel very beautiful and feminine and sensual. Number 8, create a juicy feminine playlist. So I have a playlist on my Amazon Music app, and it's called I Feel Sexy. And so I have downloaded like all the songs that evoke that sensual, sexual, feminine energy inside of me. And whenever I get ready for my dates, I will play that playlist and I will like dance around and really have fun so that it lifts my mood. It helps put me in that feminine vibe, and I feel like when I meet up with my dates, they can really feel that energy for me from me. So, number 7, practice or have a sacred masturbation session. Yes, I said masturbate before your dates. Um, the reason why I have that as number 7 is because I do encourage women not to sleep with men before you have secured a certain level of commitment from them. And I think that in doing that, it keeps you level headed during the dating process. And I know that there are some women who are about that whole life. And for me, I have moved away from judging women in that way. So I always say if you're about that whole life and you don't care about sleeping with a man, then fine, but just be a smart hoe and not a dumb hoe. However, whether you choose to do that or not, if you're about that life or not, I still say have a sacred masturbation session before you go on your dates. If you are one of the women who are trying to practice celibacy until you are engaged or married or secure a certain type of relationship, what masturbating will do is it will help you to kind of release some of that sexual energy and sexual tension so that if you are extremely turned on by this man and very sexually drawn to him, you can kind of have a little bit more sexual control about yourself so that you won't be tempted to go back to his place or have him come to your place prior to or after the date. If you are sexually active and you're about that whole life and you don't care, then I say sacred masturbation is still a good idea because it does help to release a certain amount of sensual energy into the atmosphere. I also talk about sacred masturbation being a way for manifesting the things that you want. So you can use it in that way to maybe manifest a particular thing that you're looking to manifest from the date or from the relationship or just putting those intentions out there in the universe. So make sure to have your sacred masturbation session prior to your date. All right. Number 6, wear fabrics that make you feel good and make you feel sensual, juicy, and sexy. Wear silk, wear cashmere, wear stockings that make you feel really good. Wear fishnet stockings, whatever it is. Even if you wear like a fur coat or a fur collar, whatever it is, just make sure that whatever you wear, even if it's your lingerie, that it feels great against your skin and puts you in a beautiful mood. Number 5, make sure your breath is fresh, extra fresh. I know this should be a no brainer, but you would be surprised how some people go on dates with their breath humming like like really bad. So make sure that you know that your breath is extra fresh. So brush your teeth, scrape your tongue even, and I'll leave a link to um, where you can buy a tongue scraper. Chew mint leaves and don't eat foods that can cause bad breath during the day of your date because sometimes those aromas can get trapped in your pores and in your mouth and just come out. So just don't avoid garlic, onions, things like that that really turn nasty over a couple of hours. And then carry some mints in your purse, of course. So, number 4, which is very, very important, go over 5 key questions to ask your date prior to the date. This is really, really important tip because going on a date is, yes, it's about having fun, but it's also about discovery and discovering what kind of person this is that you're entertaining. So, number one, find out his goals for the next 3 to 5 years. Number two, find out whether or not he was raised in a two-parent home or what type of father figure or male role models he had in his life. In my book, A Girl's Guide to Being a Lady in Waiting, I discuss how it's important to find out who a man was raised by and if he had positive male role models in his life. Because men usually learn how to be men by watching other men in their group that they associate while growing up. If a man was raised without his father, does not know his father, had poor male role models, he may be a lackluster choice for a long term relationship or a spouse. So it's really important to discover this. Three, find out his thoughts on marriage indirectly by asking him what he learned from his parents' marriage. A lot of times when I go on dates, I'll ask a man, what's the greatest lesson you learned about manhood from your father? Or what did you learn from your father about relationships? Something of that nature. Four, his financial mindset. You can ask if he's had if he had unlimited resources, how would he live his life? This is a good way, and it's a fun way to kind of ask what or find out what he thinks about money and what kind of lifestyle he really dreams of living. Number five, what did you learn about yourself in your past two relationships? For me, that's really important, the answer that I get from that, because it allows me to see how introspective a man is. And if he's the type of man that takes responsibility for himself and his actions, so I kind of work those five in, and I suggest you do the same. Of course, don't ask the questions like it's a job interview. Be creative about the way you work those types of questions in. And when you work them in, just make sure to keep a poker face. So if he gives an answer that is not what you want to hear, have enough emotional control about yourself that you don't freak out or give away what you're really thinking about that. Moving on, number three, sensual dance is right up there with sacred masturbation, but make sure to move your hips, twerk, whine, pop your booty. Really get that juicy womb space energy moving. It's going to make you feel amazing on your date. Two, of course, wear pretty lingerie. Wear something special that makes you feel really sexy. I feel that women don't put enough emphasis on the types of undergarments that they wear, but I think that your undergarments are the starting point of how you feel when you walk out of the house. And it's kind of nice knowing that you have on something really sexy underneath your clothes. Number one, and this is the last tip, your self talk. Your self talk is so important. What you're telling yourself about your beauty, about your femininity, all of those things. So make sure to look yourself in the mirror before you go on your date and give gratitude for who you are. Put positive affirmations out there. You are sexy. You are beautiful. You are sensual. You are a feminine goddess. You're hot. You are worthy of love. All of those things are so important. And then just make sure to leave and just have fun on your dates. Even if you're married, you can still do the same types of gratitudes and self talk, because the truth is sometimes when you're in a marriage and it's been a while, things can become routine. They can become routine and kind of boring, but you want to, you know, get out of that rut by the self-talk that you give yourself, and you can change those things around with positive affirmations. So I hope that my date night tips will help you from this point forward to go on your dates with a sensual, sexy, feminine vibe, and that your dates will totally feel that energy and be absolutely captivated by the unique, beautiful feminine goddess that you are. So, anyways, I want you all to make sure to like this video, share this video, and subscribe. Hit that notification button so that you know whenever I post a new video. And then, of course, follow me on Instagram where you can see my journey in Rome, Italy. I will leave that information in the information box to the video. I want you all to have a beautiful, beautiful day, evening, wherever you are on the planet. Take care and stay blissfully feminine. Ciao.